I was hospitalized after a work injury. Couldn't move without help. She told me she'd be there every day. But I didn't see her for a week, until I saw her post. Finally free. In the background? Our bedroom. With another man. I didn't say a word. Just called my lawyer and I 38 male work construction. Have for most of my life. Roofing, framing, some electrical. It's hard work, but I like it. I live near Dayton, Ohio, been here almost my whole life. Simple guy. Get up early, work hard, come home tired, repeat. Nothing fancy. I've been with Danielle 34 female for 6 years. Lived together for 3. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. I really did. She's in real estate. Always on her phone, always talking to people, always busy. But she had drive. Said she wanted a family someday. A house with a yard, maybe a dog. I believed her. Back in January, I had a fall on the job. I was working in Bellbrook, helping turn an attic into a guest room. The floor joists weren't spaced right. One of them gave way under me. I fell through to the level below. 12 feet straight down. I landed on my side. I don't remember hitting the ground. Just the noise and the snap. I broke my pelvis in 2 places. 4 ribs. Dislocated my left shoulder. My tailbone was cracked. I couldn't even sit up without help. They rushed me to the ER. I was out cold for most of it. When I woke up, I was strapped up like a broken action figure. Tubes, wires, pain meds, braces. The whole deal. Danielle was there that first night. Crying. Holding my hand. Telling me she'd be there every single day. I'm not going anywhere, she whispered. We'll get through this. I nodded. I could barely talk. I was in so much pain I couldn't focus. She was there for the first 2 days. Brought my charger, some clothes, my lucky hat. She sat by the bed, fed me mashed potatoes, wiped my mouth. She even washed my hair with this no-rinse shampoo the nurses gave her. By the 3rd day, she didn't show up. I figured maybe something came up at work. Real estate can be crazy. Day 4, no text. No visit. I called. Straight to voicemail. Day 5, I texted. Everything okay? She replied. Busy. That's it. One word. Busy. I sat in that bed staring at my phone for hours. The nurse offered to call someone else for me. I told her no. I still believed Danielle would walk through that door. By the 7th day, I hadn't seen her once. That morning, my phone died. The nurse plugged it into the wall, but I had to wait hours for it to charge enough to turn on. When it finally booted up, I opened Instagram. Her story was up. I clicked it. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to see her face. Maybe I missed her. Maybe I just needed to feel connected to something. It was a picture of our bedroom. The caption said, "Finally free Dizzy." In the photo, I saw our old dresser. The blue blanket with the rip on the edge. The painting I bought her for her birthday, half hung because the nail was crooked. And standing in the background? Some guy. No shirt. Holding her by the waist. Smiling. She looked happy. I just stared at the screen. My hands went numb. My mouth went dry. I felt this weird calm settle over me. I wasn't even angry yet. I was just empty. It felt like a hole opened in my chest and swallowed everything. I didn't call her. Didn't text. I called my lawyer. Kevin's an old buddy of mine. Helped me after a car wreck a few years back. Knows his way around injury and property law. I told him the whole thing. The fall. The hospital stay. The ghosting. The Instagram post. He didn't even hesitate. We're going to get your stuff back, and we're going to hit her where it hurts. We got started. First thing he did, froze the joint account. Danielle and I had been putting our money in the same account for years. But I'd contributed about 70% of it, especially the past 2 years while she was switching brokerages. He filed a freeze so she couldn't drain it. Next, the lease. Technically, it was in my name only. I signed it before we got engaged. She moved in later, and we never updated it. That meant she wasn't on paper. She had no legal right to be there. Then we did a property inventory. She'd taken my laptop, my TV, my Xbox, tools I'd bought with my own cash, even the new toaster we picked out at Kohl's. Kevin told me, "We can file for theft. We'll subpoena her records. If she's using your money, she's done." We also started looking at the timing. Kevin suspected she'd been seeing this guy for a while. Maybe even before I got hurt. I found out later she'd reconnected with him on Facebook. His name was Mark. They'd dated before me briefly. He'd moved to Toledo, came back recently. I guess they got back in touch. She didn't even wait until I was home from the hospital. She moved him into our place. Into my bed. 3 days after she posted the photo, I had her served. Kevin filed a notice of revoked occupancy. Legal speak for, "Get the hell out." Since she wasn't on the lease, she had no legal leg to stand on. She called me 2 hours after the papers landed. "Are you serious right now?" I didn't say anything. "You're kicking me out while you're laid up in the hospital?" I stayed calm. "You weren't there when I needed you. You replaced me like I was nothing." She went quiet. "You cheated," I said. "You did it in my house. While I couldn't even wipe my own damn face." She hung up. Next day, I get a message from a friend of ours. He says Danielle's blasting me on Facebook. Telling everyone I kicked her out for no reason. Saying I was emotionally abusive and controlling. She even posted pictures of herself crying. But I had proof. I had the Instagram post. The messages. The timeline. I kept all of it. I didn't respond online. I let her dig her own hole. I got home 4 weeks later. Had to use a walker. My back hurt like hell. My shoulder clicked every time I moved it. But I was home. The apartment was trashed. She'd poured something, maybe bleach, on my clothes. Took the TV. Left broken plates in the sink. There was pizza crust mashed into the carpet. She was angry, but I didn't care. Kevin filed for damages the next day. Theft. Emotional distress. Unauthorized use of shared assets. Misuse of funds. We also tracked the $11,000 that disappeared from our joint account. She spent most of it in a week. New clothes, hotel rooms, dinners. Stuff for him. Court came fast. She showed up acting sweet. Said I abandoned her emotionally. Claimed she was lonely and made a mistake. I showed the court her Instagram story. The caption. The date. The man. Everything. I showed the withdrawals. The texts. The nurse's testimony that she didn't show up after day 2. The receipts from when she drained the account. The judge didn't even flinch. He ruled in my favor. She owed me $14,000 in total. Wage garnishment started 2 weeks later. Mark left her. Apparently he found out she lied to him too, told him we were already broken up. She sent me a message last week. "Can we talk? I miss you. I made a mistake." I didn't respond. I just sent her a screenshot of her story. "Finally free Dizzy." "Yeah. So am I." A week after the court hearing, I thought things were done. I had my place back. She was legally out. I was focusing on physical therapy and trying to learn how to walk without dragging my right leg. But people started treating me different. My old buddy, Matt, stopped replying to my texts. I went to grab a beer at the bar where my crew usually hangs after work. The regulars, guys I've worked jobs with for years, barely looked at me. A couple gave me dirty stares. One even got up and left. I was confused as hell. Then I got a message from Ashley, a girl I knew from high school who still followed Danielle on Facebook. She sent me screenshots. Danielle had made a full post about me. A long, public one. It said I controlled every part of her life, that I forced her to share her money, and that I emotionally manipulated her during our relationship. She wrote, "He's acting like the victim now, but I was the one trapped for years." She made herself the victim. She posted photos of us from old vacations, captioned with sad little lies. Said she stayed silent for too long. Claimed I was the reason she had panic attacks. I couldn't believe it. I sat there staring at the screen, my jaw clenched. I wanted to throw my phone across the damn room. Instead, I forwarded the screenshots to Kevin. He called me that night. "We need to go after her for defamation. You have receipts. And she's lying publicly." But that wasn't even the worst part. A few days later, I got a call from my job's HR department. They said someone had filed an anonymous report accusing me of theft. The claim? That I stole materials from our job's site and sold them. I hadn't been at work in 2 months. I asked who sent it. They wouldn't say, said it was an anonymous tip. But the timing was too perfect. Right after court. Right after her Facebook posts. Right after I refused to talk to her again. Kevin dug into it. We got a copy of the tip. It was a typed email. No name, but the wording was weirdly specific, mentioned stuff only someone close to me would know, like where I kept my work tools, and what truck I drove to site. Kevin said, "That's not just defamation anymore. That's attempted character assassination." The company did an investigation. Found zero evidence. I was cleared. But the fact that she went that far? It told me something. She wasn't just hurt. She wanted to destroy me. That's when I remembered something. A weird thing that had happened a couple months before the fall. I had gotten a notice from my credit card company. A charge at a boutique I didn't recognize, some place in Cincinnati that sold high-end designer stuff. I'd thought it was a mistake. Reported it, got the card shut down, moved on. Now I wasn't so sure. Kevin helped me file a full financial records request. I had to authorize access to all my statements from the past year. That's when we found it. 6 charges. All from different places. None of them mine. All during times I was working 10-hour days or out of town for jobs. Hair salon. Designer handbag. $300 dinner. Hotel spa. Each one under $500, just low enough to avoid raising flags. All on my personal card. The one only I was supposed to have access to. But there was only one person who'd ever had a copy of it. Just in case. Danielle. She'd been using it behind my back. We confronted her. Kevin sent a letter demanding reimbursement, or we'd press criminal charges. She denied it. Claimed I'd given her permission, and was now turning on her out of spite. We pulled the security footage from one of the stores. And there she was. Clear as day. Laughing, holding a red designer purse. Signing the receipt. Case closed. Kevin looked at me and said, "You want to press charges?" I said, "Absolutely." Now it was about more than heartbreak. She lied to everyone. Took my money. Dragged my name through the mud. Tried to ruin my job. Pretended to be the victim. And now I had the proof to bury her. I wasn't just angry anymore. I was ready. After we filed the theft charges for the credit card, I thought we were getting close to the end of it. I figured she'd back off now that things were serious. But she didn't. If anything, she started pushing harder. We found out she'd hired some guy, some social media consultant, to fix her image. Basically, this guy helped her make videos, fake receipts, phony text screenshots to make me look worse. She posted a video crying in her car saying I controlled her with money and cut her off financially after the accident. She said, "He left me alone in a house I wasn't even allowed to call mine." People believed her. The comments were full of people calling me a monster. One said, "Of course he kicked you out. Narcissists always do that after they isolate you." Another wrote, "No one ever believes the woman until it's too late. Stay strong, girl." I was speechless. These people had no clue what really happened. I wanted to scream. Instead, Kevin said, "Let's hit her from the inside. What if she wasn't the only one pulling strings?" That's when we dug deeper. And we found something. Danielle hadn't been acting alone. Mark, remember the shirtless guy from her Instagram story? He wasn't just some random hookup. He worked IT. Not just any IT, he did freelance phone recovery, app installations, stuff like that. 2 months before my fall, she'd paid him $600 through Venmo labeled phone fix and backup. We wouldn't have caught it unless we combed through everything. Kevin raised his eyebrows. "You ever asked her to fix your phone?" "Nope," I said. "We subpoenaed the Venmo records." Turns out, Danielle had paid Mark several times. Each time with vague notes like, "tech stuff," or "account help." Kevin said, "If she had access to your account's texts or email, she could have planted things. Change timestamps. Erase stuff." It hit me like a truck. Some of those old text screenshots she posted, the ones where it looked like I was calling her names, the wording didn't even sound like me. I'd chalked it up to memory loss, painkillers, stress. But now I wasn't so sure. We hired a forensic tech. He went through a backup of my phone from before the hospital stay. And just like that, we caught them. Danielle had cloned parts of my phone. She and Mark had spoofed text using a third-party app, exported the fake chats, took screenshots, and passed them off as real. She faked a whole damn abusive relationship. We filed a cybercrime report the next day. Forgery. Identity fraud. Digital impersonation. The moment the report hit, her social media went quiet. Her lawyer tried to cut a deal. "She's willing to pay restitution if we drop the charges." Kevin asked me what I wanted. I told him no deal. Because I wasn't done. Then came the last twist I didn't expect. One of Danielle's old friends, someone I barely knew, messaged me on Facebook. Her name was Rachel. She said, "Hey, I don't want to get involved, but I thought you should know something. Danielle was seeing Mark before your fall." "Like way before?" I asked. "How far back?" She said, "Last summer. At least 6 months before you got hurt. They'd been sneaking around behind my back. And not just recently. While we were planning to buy a house. While we were talking about kids. While I was working weekends to save more money." Rachel said she kept quiet because she was scared. Danielle had a way of turning everyone against each other. She said Danielle had lied to her, too. Used her address once to hide packages from me. Told her I was too nosy. I thanked her. Told her she did the right thing. Then I sat on the edge of my bed and stared at the floor for an hour. 6 years with someone. And the whole thing was built on a lie. It made me feel like I didn't exist. Like I'd been erased. But I wasn't going to let her erase the truth. After we found out Danielle and Mark faked texts to make me look abusive, everything changed. The cybercrime report turned serious fast. The forensic guy we hired had traced how they spoofed my number, exported fake messages, and edited screenshots. Even found logs of the app on Danielle's old iCloud backup. Her fingerprints were all over it. Kevin put together everything. Every piece. The stolen money. The lies. The fake abuse claims. The cloned phone. And the fact that she used all of this while I was lying broken in a hospital bed, trying to relearn how to walk. He said, "You ready to go nuclear?" I said, "Light it up." We filed a civil lawsuit. Not just for money. For defamation. Fraud. Emotional distress. Cybercrime. Identity abuse. Theft. It was a full-blown legal storm. And we went public. Kevin helped me post a calm, detailed video online. Just the facts. No emotion. No drama. Just proof. The screenshots. The court documents. The forensic report. I laid it all out. No yelling. No anger. Just truth. Within 24 hours, it had 40,000 shares. Her fake, abuse victim story started falling apart. People compared the dates. Noticed her timelines didn't add up. Saw how the text styles in her screenshots didn't match real message formats. Then it came out that she was under investigation for digital impersonation and evidence tampering. That blew everything open. Mark's name got exposed next. People dug up his freelance tech business and flooded it with one-star reviews. He shut it down within a week. And Danielle? She lost everything. She was arrested. Not for the lies exactly, but for the digital fraud, the credit card theft, the phone cloning, and obstruction during a legal investigation. She had to turn herself in. The mugshot hit the local news. I didn't share it. Other people did. Her brokerage firm dropped her. They put out a public statement saying they do not tolerate dishonesty or criminal behavior. Her license was suspended. She tried to post a video crying again. But it backfired. Comments were brutal. One said, "Girl, we believed you. You played us." Another, "You set back real victims by years. You deserve everything coming." And it did come. She was sentenced to 8 months probation, had to pay back every stolen dollar, and was barred from working in real estate for at least 5 years. Her name became poison in town. No friends. No work. Nothing. As for Mark, he got caught with his hands dirty too. Fined for cybercrime conspiracy. Lost his contracting license. And his next girlfriend dumped him the second she found out what he did. Now here's the part you might not expect. It didn't feel good at first. I thought I'd feel proud. Victorious. Strong. But all I felt was tired. 6 years of memories destroyed. A home broken. Friends gone. People I trusted disappeared when they believed her lies. And part of me blamed myself. I'd ignored the signs. I let her manage too much money. I ignored when she pulled away emotionally. I kept working like a dog, thinking it was all for us. But I wasn't paying attention to what was happening right in front of me. So yeah, I got justice. But I also learned something ugly about myself. I let my guard down too far. And I won't do that again. But here's how it really ended. A year later, after the lawsuit was settled, and Danielle's name was fully burned through Dayton and every town nearby, I took the settlement money and bought something I never thought I'd afford, a small 2-bedroom house in Miamisburg. Nothing huge. But it's mine. I built new furniture with my own hands. Got a new dog. A rescue, golden retriever mix. His name's Rusty. He sleeps on the couch and guards the porch like it's his kingdom. I go to physical therapy twice a week. Still got a limp. But I walk without a cane now. And the best part? I'm at peace. People tried to destroy me. One person especially. But they only made me stronger. They tried to make me look like a monster. But in the end, they showed the world who they really were. And me? I'm free. Really free.